Chapter 1 Introduction. Background of the study. My group conducted studies on the students who are enrolled in mathematics courses. We are also able to obtain details about the mathematics course students' background, which is including their gender, era, and mothers and fathers' occupation. According to our study, there are few variables that have effect on outcomes. As you can see now, variables such as study time, absences, travel time, sports, the media, intimate relationship, and fitness. These all have an effect on outcomes such as students' first period grade, second period grade, and final grade. Next is objective of the study. Our main objective of this research are to study students' background, and second is to observe the effectiveness of students' grade. Third is to investigate the students' performance.
Next, Chapter 2 Methodology. 2.1 Data Collection. Descriptive in nature is the way to describe the characteristic of the population and concentrates of the what the research instead of why the research. This typically relates to research issue, design of the research, and data analysis of MET course. Methods of collecting data. First, primary data, that specific research by surveys, face-to-face interview, phone interview, questionnaire, observation, and experiment. While secondary data is about second-hand data, pre-existing data from industrial, governmental, or individual sources. Next, for our analysis, we have collected the data through secondary data, which is the data get from our lecturer Dr. Muhammad bin Yusuf, and get originally data from internet, which is from website UCI Machine Learning. 2.2 Methods of data analysis. Typically, respondents required to fill in their attributes of MET course, which is age, sex, study time, absence, travel time, their grades, and others. This useful information collected to be measured percentage of qualitative data and measure quantitative data that measure the mean and standard deviation. Next, scale of measurement. First, qualitative data, including nominal that have no specific orders such as sex, and ordinal has specific orders such as grades. Quantitative data, including interval that offer levels, orders such as temperature, and ratio that have value of 0 of its variables. So, for our data MET course of variable and measurement scale according to attribute of MET course. 2.3 Statistical tool use. Our group using tool of Microsoft Excel that easy to make collection data delivered in simple fashion for measurement and analysis data.
Data analysis and result. 3.1 Respondent background analysis according to variable. Respondent sex. Pie chart in figure 3.1.1 shows sex of MET student. From the pie chart, we can see that female students have high frequency with 77 students compared to male students 73 students, totaling to 150 students. The percentage of female students is 51% and 49% male student. So we know that most of MET students are female. Next, respondent age. Bar graph in figure 3.1.2 show age of MET student. From the bar graph, we notice that the highest frequency age of MET student is 14 to 15 years old with 79 students equal to 52.67%. And the lowest frequency age of MET student is 18 to 19 years old with 3 students equal to 2%. The number of MET students aged 16 to 17 years old are 68 students. We can analyze that half of the MET students are 15 years old. 3.13 Respondent mothers and fathers job. As we can see at the bar chart, there are 5 categories of job. The highest mothers and fathers job are from categories others with 52 students equal to 34.67% relate to mother and father, 79 students equal to 52.67%. The lowest mother's job is at home categories with 8% equal to 15 students, and lowest father's job also at home categories with 4% equal to 6 students. From that, we know most of mothers and fathers MET students are working. 3.14 Respondent study time. From the graph, the lower frequency of MET students study time is scale for more than 10 hours with 15 students. The highest frequency of MET student study time is scale 2 to 5 hours with 72 students. We can see that the math student is less interested to study more than 5 hours. 3.15 Respondent absence. From the graph, we can see the high frequency absent of math student are 0 to 10 days with 133 students, while the lowest frequency absent of math student is 51 to 16 days with only 1 student. Other student absence between 11 to 20 and 21 to 30 days. We can assume that math students are committed to their studies. 3.2 Measure the grade math student. From the graph 1, grade 1 math student shows skewed to the right. The mode grade 1 math student are 6 to 10, the mean only 10.83, variant 13.59, and the standard deviation 3.69. This shows that the grade math 1 student are unsatisfactory. For grade 2, graph shows symmetry shape. The mode grade 2 are 11 to 15. This shows the grade are satisfactory. The mean are 10.97, variant 16.48, and the standard deviation is 4.06. And for grade 3, graph also shows symmetry shape. The mode grade 3 also 11 to 15. The mean are 11.07, the variant are 17.38, and the standard deviation 4.17. So grade 3 math students are also satisfactory. 3.3 Observation the daily life of math student. Respondent travel time from home to school. The lowest frequency are more than 1 hour with 4 students, while the highest frequency less than 50 minutes with 109 students. So most of math students live near the school. 3.32 Respondent involved with extracurriculum activities. There are 82 students are involved in the activities and 68 students are not. We can analyze all the male students are active learners in terms of lessons and co-curriculum. 3.33 Respondents have internet access at home. We can see that 85% of math students have internet access and 40% are not. We can assist that most of math students can do research on their study, especially male students. 3.34 Respondent with romantic relationship. We can see that only 33 are in romantic relationship and 170 students are not. We can assist that most of math students are more focused on their studies. 3.35 Respondent current health status. The lowest frequency of math student current health is score 2 poor with 14 students, while the highest frequency is score 5 excellence with 73 students. Conclude that half of male students more excellent than female.
Next is conclusion. Taking a math course will help students feel stronger. We may infer from this project that a variety of influences affect the math students' everyday life. According to the respondent profile studies findings, the proportion of male and female math students is just 2% different. Additionally, the largest proportion of math students comes between the age of 14 and 15 with 52.67%. This is because they begin to understand how mathematical ideas build upon one another at this age, as well as the fact that many mathematical issues have no concrete answer. Following that, based on respondents' preparation period, it is evident that the math students choose to study between 2 and 5 hours a week. However, the largest number of math students absent is 133, which equates to 0 until 10 days a month at 88.67%. As a result of the study, we can see that the grades are linked to the math topic. Next, the best grade is the first cycle are 6 to 10 with a score of 72. Meanwhile, grades for the second semester and final period are the same at 11 to 15 for 63 and 69 students respectively. The same 0 to 5 equivalent 5, 12 and 15 students are seen with the 3 cycle classes of the lowest category. Apart from that, there are a few other things that affect math students' everyday life. To begin, we can see that the shortest travel time is 15 minutes from home to school. Second, with 129 students, the bulk of math students had connection to the internet from their homes. Finally, the actual health status of math students has an impact on their everyday life. But as we can see, the majority of students are in outstanding health.